Well, that's it. Taking all my bird feeders down. Probably wondering why. Well, it's because of cats. Cats, nasty, stinking cats. I can't deal with. I can't do this no more. In the past week, say about I don't know, a week ago or so, I was looking out my window and I was watching the squirrels. There's three of them, three little ones out here. I think they just came out of the nest not maybe a month or so ago, a month or two ago, and you can tell they're all like brothers and sisters or whatever they are, and they're all out here. And there's two of them in a tree. Had a bird feeder in a tree. One of them just saw take it down, and I've got that thing about I don't know. That thing's probably 7 foot high, but anyway, I had to anyway. Well, I looked out here and they were playing. Two of them. One was feeding. One of them, they were kind of chasing each other. One was kind of chasing the other one out of the bird feeder, being cute and stuff, fun to watch. And then there was one on the ground. And they're all, like I said, they're all fairly small, you can tell they're not adult yet. But, they're just playing and having a good time. And one on the ground, he's eating the seed that's on the ground. And I'm sitting there watching him. And then out of nowhere, here comes this stupid cat. It's the same one I see out here all the time. Takes off, comes around. The squirrel tries to get away. And they chase around for a little bit here for just maybe 2 seconds or whatever, and the cat grabs him and takes off with him, and I ain't seen him since. So I know what happened, and so I came out here and I tried to figure out what I could do. I thought, well, I can't really. It's hard to keep the seed from going on the ground, and then whatever. So I tried to clean up as much as I could, and I got some. Everybody says take vinegar water or mothballs and junk like that, and it don't work. Cats they don't really care. And maybe in an enclosed area it might work. I don't know, but out here on the ground they don't seem to couldn't care less about it. So I did what I could. I cleaned up I thought, well, I was trying to keep the seed picked up as much as possible. Maybe if there ain't no seed down there, they won't be on the ground. The thing's being about 7 foot high, which I raised that because I used to have it at about 5 foot, and I seen the cat get up there and get to that. They literally can jump about 8 or 9 feet, but 7 feet, that's about as far as I can reach without having to get on a friggin' ladder, so to put bird seed in it. So anyway, sorry about the lighting. Is that better? Crap, keeps feeling crappy, and then I need to hold up higher. Okay, I think that's it. Anyway, this morning I have 2 bird feeders up front, and on a pole, one of those poles that has 2 hanger things on it, whatever it's called. And it's pretty tall pole. Bird feeder's probably the lowest one's probably about 5.5 feet to the bottom of it. The other one's probably closer to 6 foot to the bottom of it, and something like it, somewhere around that neighborhood. Anyway, I've seen this happen before, but I look out the window and they're just rocking back and forth crazy. There's no wind, so I know exactly what had done happened. I run, open the door up real quick, look up the road, and going up the next door neighbors, going up past their house, carrying a bird. It looked like it was probably a cardinal, and I think it was a female. It looked bright, but I think maybe it was a female cardinal, and got it in his mouth, and it's dead, I'm sure. And so I decided I can't do this no more. I'm sick of this. There's nothing really I can do, and I don't want to keep feeding the animals that I like just to have. I mean, I know it's a predatory animal, or whatever. It's still supposed to be a pet, and people control their stupid pets. This wouldn't happen, but I live in a subdivision with people all around me, and it's almost impossible. There's strays. There's people just feed the strays, whatever. I don't even know, but ain't really much you can do about it. And they won't come get them. Nobody will come get them. If you do anything, whatever, you're liable to get charged with animal cruelty or some crap, you know. So can't really do nothing about it. And so I decided just to get rid of it. I can't deal with it no more. And you know, one of the reasons I was doing it was to film them sometimes and put them on YouTube, filming the squirrels and the birds or whatever. And but I literally can't do that no more because literally there's cats out here all the time. And of course they keep the birds and squirrels scared off most of the time. But the few minutes that they get sometimes to come down and get something to eat, then they got to be killed by a stupid cat. So or worry about them getting chased or whatever, just harassed or whatever, you know. So people, oh, we're just, you know, losing a squirrel or a cat every once in a while, you know. I know these animals are wild, and you know, like the squirrels are wild, and they're not my pets, and you know, I feed them, and you know, but I mean, I kind of think of they're kind of like my pet because I don't want a cat or a dog. I don't want to have to deal with one. So I enjoy wildlife animals more than I do pets, basically. And so to me, they're kind of like my pets. Not really, but you know what I mean. They're kind of like, I enjoy watching them. I mean, of course, and that's what you do with a pet anyway. You enjoy it. It gives you enjoyment to watch or see it or whatever, play with it or whatever. I mean, you know, and I get to watch them and you know, and I get to enjoy the beauty of the birds or the squirrels or whatever, and in nature basically. And so to me, it's kind of like my pets. But and you know, if you had your pet and some other a dog or whatever was going around whatever, you'd want something done about it. But you know, can't do nothing about wildlife. You know, basically everybody's bad. Oh, it's just wildlife, blah blah blah. I post this crap about this before, and I get sick of the people, you know, wanting to, you know, put their little 2 cents in about, you know, I know what it is. You know, I've been dealing with wildlife my whole life. It's just like a little kid, man. I've dealt with animals and bugs and critters and everything. I know more about animals than probably 99% of the people on this stupid thing. But so I know the deal with animals and wildlife and all that junk, and I know their prey, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. You know, but you don't have to sit there and feed them, and just to get them, and to sit here and literally watch them get. You know, no, that's not going to do it no more. So there won't be no more videos or anything about that, unless there's just something I just see somewhere or whatever. If I go somewhere, I don't film something or whatever. But as far as like me probably be filming them out here, I'm done with that. They don't get hardly no views anyway, so it's mostly just for my enjoyment. But anyway, so anyway, I just thought I'd make a little video about this, and because I'm really pissed about it. I'm pissed about all of it. I'm pissed that I'm, you know, losing out on, you know, some revenue, basically from something I film. I enjoy. You know, I've always wanted to be like a wildlife photographer to some degree and kind of like stuff like that. You know, I used to really love to watch old Marty Stouffer for Wild America and Mutual Omaha's Wild Kingdom, all them things. You know, I enjoy watching, and I always kind of dreamed of doing that kind of stuff, but I never really did. This was kind of the closest thing I could ever do to it. You know. But it's like everything, you know. What's that saying? You know, nice things. You can't have nice things, or whatever. And it's true. You really can't. You know, you get something nice or have something nice. Somebody's going to screw it up, or something's going to screw it up. You know, basically screw it around with you. You know, so it's hard to have anything nice or enjoy anything because it's just the way crap is. You know, people, other animals, whatever it is. You know, government. Everything's out to screw you. Anyway, so yeah, that's all I guess to say. I guess you can leave a comment if you want to. If you start talking about whatever, whining about some crap, you know, don't. I don't want to hear it. You know, you don't be trying to tell me what to do and all this stuff. I know how to do basically everything. I'm pretty freaking smart. You know. I ain't a people. But anyway, so I just yeah, sorry if I sound crude or whatever, but I'm very pissed right now about this, and that's about it, you know. But you can like, subscribe, or whatever if you want to. You can comment, you know, whatever. If you start in on some crap though, you know, like you might hear a load from me, and probably some of you will enjoy that, but Turn on old rusted old crappy jacks in the background. Look at that crap. Gotta haul that crap off eventually. But anyway, I will talk to you in another video, I guess. I'll be working on another one pretty soon. We'll be building a. Well, I'll just leave it. I'm building something. So anyway, so we won't get into that right now. But that's probably something upcoming. Anyway, talk to you later. Bye bye. And I gotta look over here because that's where the stupid camera is. You know, I see people always looking like this over here because they're looking at themselves. You know, and it is. It wants to draw you over that way because it's kind of hard to. Because you've got something moving over here, so your eyes just naturally want to track that way. But I got to focus on this little dot right there. I thought about putting some kind of a sticker or something right there, so I can remember to focus on that little sticker. You know, so it looks like I'm actually looking at you and not looking at myself. Looking at you, looking at myself. I hate that when I see other video people doing that. You know, but it's hard. It's hard not to, believe me. And I've been doing this for 10 years. It's be my 10th year. Actually, this Saturday, 10 years. Doing YouTube. Anyway, talk to you later. Bye.